speak loud. Thanks.
Yeah, speak pretty loud.
Alright, good afternoon. Today I'm going to ask you a set of questions regarding the school's English proficiency and your problems.
Yes.
Okay, so firstly, can I have your name, age, grade, and country?
My name is Leon and I am 20 years old and I'm from Thailand. Yes.
And what's your grade?
My grade is sophomore in the IBA.
Okay. So, is Chinese the language of choice for the school administrative process? If yes or no, why?
No, because like as you know, I studied IBA and mostly we need to speak communication by using English. Yes.
And how does that affect the administration process by you studying an IBA?
Mostly students here they speak Chinese and do not try to speak English at all.
How does that affect the administration process? Like, you don't understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, for example,
Let's just restart the.
It's okay, I just
get
cut
a
it.
question, maybe.
like administration,
Yeah.
like with the school fees and the dorm stuff and
Oh.
everything, you know, like they all speak in Chinese. That
Yes.
does that affect you?
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
Okay. So you still record, right?
It's
So-
Yeah, it's
keep
okay.
going.
This is gonna go into bloopers.
Okay. So
You think I have time for that?
Like for the school fee or something like paper, I can understand what it means and like we missing communication for some time. Sometimes I may understand what they try to tell me. So this will like become a problem later. Like I didn't pay for the school fee. I didn't pay for the electric bill because they didn't say anything. They just give me the paper. That's all, and everything in Chinese.
So you have no idea what to do.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had the difficulty of finding an interpreter to translate your problems?
I also have.
Okay. So what do you usually do when you need to find an interpreter? Like when you have to translate something in Chinese, what do you usually do?
I will try to find someone that can speak English because like, you know Taiwanese most of them they cannot speak well, but
Yeah.
I try to find someone that at least can speak and explain to me. Try to make me understand more about that. Even like not all of it, but it's better than I know nothing about it. Work on paper.
Okay. So you find some friends who
Yes.
help you, and is it easy for you to find those friends?
Not very easy at all. Because like when I talk to them, can you speak English? They just no, I cannot. Sorry. I just walk away. So like quite hard to find someone here.
So the reason why you cannot find an interpreter is because they cannot speak English.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had the trouble to join student clubs because of Chinese?
A lot.
Okay.
Like
How do you-
first year here, they asked me to join the guitar club, and I went there, but I have a problem. Like all of them speak Chinese, and I just dropped the club because I cannot like improve my skill. Also, like all the activity that they told me like in Chinese, so I cannot join them.
Because of the lack of you knowing
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yes, like all the paper, all advertise, and everything is in Chinese. So I'm missing a lot of things in the club.
What's your opinion on this?
I think like in the school club, you should like more international, you know, just try to speak English more or like try to find someone.
But then the school clubs are
yeah, it's all in
Taiwanese.
Taiwanese,
supposed to
that's
be,
the
because
problem.
the variety of students in the school is like
The problem just like the foreigner like less population
yes,
here.
exactly.
So like and also most of them like they're not interested to join the club
Yeah.
also. So like it's really hard for me to join them, you know. Yes.
Do you have issues with emails typed in Chinese?
A little bit.
Okay.
Just like sometimes it's very important email but I cannot understand it. So I just delete it. And later I just know that it's about like me. It's something that about school and I have to join them, but I don't understand. But right now they're getting improved. Sometimes they send me like in English so I can understand more.
Like the service education emails were all in Chinese, and most of the students
Yes.
didn't know when their
Yes.
dates and timings were.
That's
so
the
they had to
problem.
drop
I'm
it.
missing some time for the education because sometimes they move the day and I don't know. They send to me in Chinese. I try to like talk to them like, can you make me like a Q or something because I really don't understand what you try to say.
And the service education is also in Chinese,
Yes.
basically.
Yes.
That's why most of the foreigner students leave it until the fourth year.
Very true. Yeah.
But it is very important.
Yes.
Without that, you cannot graduate. Look at that.
Yes, it's very important for Taiwanese. Like, when I talk to them, when I try to make a communication and try to like ask them what I have to do, they just use a finger or like use body language to tell me. But sometimes I cannot get what they want, and so they get mad at me for some time.
They get mad at you because you don't speak Chinese.
Yes.
That's very right. Have you ever had problems ordering food or drinks on the campus?
I have no problem with that, but like, I have like for like Monday to Friday I have no problem. I have problem only like on Saturday and Sunday because everything is closed here. Only place I can go like Family Mart or like Ida. That's all I can go.
What is your experience with the in-class group discussions? Are the students speaking to each other in English?
Because this is a big issue for me. Like I group with foreigner mostly because they speak English to me. When I try to group with Taiwanese, they will speak only Chinese to each other. And when they tell me, you know, like it's make so much trouble for me. I cannot like understand what they say. And because they speak in Chinese, so I'm missing a lot of things. So I cannot catch up with them for some time.
So can you like give us like, for example, like your experience like, in the previous semesters, like when you were in a group with Taiwanese students, how did you feel? Like were you a part of the group, or were you felt left out, or was your performance?
Because like
good?
you know, as a foreigner, I can speak English and I know English. So like I am the leader in the group. So only thing I have to do is just order them what they have to do. But the problem is because they speak in Chinese together and they not try to speak English to me and they not ask me when they have a problem. So like when the performance come out, it's like kind of like worse. It's not like what I want, but
So they don't treat you seriously.
Yes.
Ask him a question where it's like, is it like just a one-time or two-time occurrence, or does this always happen when you group with Taiwanese students?
So the problem you've mentioned about grouping up with foreign Taiwanese students
Yes.
and facing this problem, does this happen all the time or just once or twice?
I think it's, I should say like it is good for some time, but mostly just like always like that. So
Always like that.
Always
so
like that.
every time you group up with Taiwanese
Taiwanese
students, and
Yes.
you have to face these problems.
Yes. It's all the time like I have to face a problem. I cannot find a result, or when I try to talk to them nicely, you know.
But you think it's their fault because they cannot speak English? I mean, like,
Yeah, it's not their. Actually, I want to say it's not their fault because they cannot speak English, but because they're in an international college, they should
Yeah.
learn how to speak English and try to improve that skill more, not just like try to speak Chinese only. They have chance to get into like really close to foreigner, and what the point is to speak Chinese, and like they just try to avoid when they see the foreigner, try to get away from them. Yeah, that's another problem also. They're not trying to get close to foreigner at all.
do the teachers use other languages besides English to teach?
Some teacher, yes, like example, this semester, like Finnish, sometimes he, in a class on Friday, he speak all in Chinese or sometimes. And I cannot understand, like in the afternoon class on Friday, I have a big problem with him. I try to talk to him, why you not speak English to me? And he said because mostly in the class Taiwanese. That become a problem because I'm misunderstanding and I cannot communicate. And also like the answer and the question, I don't get what he's saying. But I understand like he's Taiwanese teacher, so that's why he tried to make Taiwanese student understand that part.
Are the teachers' accents a problem for you?
Hmm?
Is the teacher's accent a problem for you?
I have no problem about teacher accents. Mostly this matter they're good, they're quite good. I can understand what they say. Yes.
What is your biggest problem? What is the biggest problem you face in the school apart from languages? Is there anything else you face?
Anything else right here?
Yeah.
Just like social problem, I can get close to Taiwanese, but not very much, because like you know, like mostly they will try to like avoid the foreigner and try to get close to like their own nation, like Taiwanese and Taiwanese. So it's quite hard for foreign to get into that group. So if you see like from what happened to me now, mostly I have a foreigner friend, and I have few Taiwanese friends only, but they're nice. They are nice people. They try to learn something, like they're different from another Taiwanese. But I will not say Taiwanese they are bad, because like they're afraid. I can understand that. It's like language problem. If they can speak English well, yeah, maybe like we can become more closer.
Do you have a solution for this problem? Like, in your personal opinion, do you have a solution?
For my personal opinion for this,
Or like, what do you wish they could do for you?
Yeah, what do you wish they could do?
I wish they would even try to not be shy and try to like talk to foreigner more, and try to make a communication group work, and try to pay more attention in the class. Not just think like I'm Taiwanese, I can like study later, I can ask a question later, something like that in Chinese. I disagree with that. They should like pay attention in the class and try to speak, and if they don't understand, try to ask a teacher in English.
Help each other learn. Like, you can teach them English, they can teach you Chinese. Like,
It's gonna be nice, because like I had a girlfriend last semester, and she teach me English and I teach her English. Yeah. So like we try to exchange the language. So right now, like if you ask me do I understand Chinese, mostly I can understand all the time. I understand what they say. Yeah. So sometimes they speak to me in Chinese and I answer to them in English. But it's a way for me to improve my Chinese. But like for them, they not try to speak at all. So they cannot speak any English, you know.
So you
So
feel
what
that
about-
you
huh?
feel that if you had more Taiwanese friends, you'd have more, you'd be better in Chinese.
Sometimes I agree with that, but sometimes it's just so. It's not always like that, you know.
So what's the solution in your head?
My solution to this is what I wish and I
How can you
hope.
fix the problem? Just tell me that. How do you think you can fix the problem?
Or maybe not you, but like
There's
everybody.
yeah.
The problem is that like because the problem is not like for me
Yes, for-
because of Taiwanese not try to speak. So only way I think that is work now just they have to try to speak to us more in English if they want to improve English, of course. I think it's the only way that we can do. We cannot force them or do anything now because they are the most population in the IC building. So all I can do is just wish they can try to speak English to us more. Yeah.
And help each other and have a harmonious environment.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for your interview and good luck
No
with
problem.
your problems.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Good questions. Good questions.
Good.